Check it out! The Dynasty Power Rankings!
So, Bub, the power rankings is back again. We had a little bit of league ballot, question to get a little pulse from the league as to how we want to move forward with the power rankings. So, I know this was announced in the Gazette. If you could just quickly kind of give us an update of where we're at with the power rankings as the head of the Power Rankings Association.
Yeah. So, despite the league ballot, it was very close, and I think Leave It How It Is was actually the winner by one vote. But I'm making an executive decision because I can.
And I got to say, I'm proud of you, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You're my apprentice, and I'm good to see you kind of say, fuck the rest of the league. I'm doing what I think is right.
I got a good idea of what people wanted, and like I said, one by one vote. But we are gonna cut it back just a little bit. Try to do away with some of the recapping of last week and stuff that you can see on the site. You don't have to
or hear us say.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So more just kind of in your face stuff like the actual rankings, quick intro, and maybe some fun little things here and there, some fun factoids, right. Stuff like that. Maybe some NFL related news. As opposed to just spitting back. Information that you can see.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. I know the Power Rankings has been a mainstay in the Dynasty for quite some time. We didn't want to, based off the results of the league ballot, obviously more people, enjoy them and read them and whatnot. There might be a few sprinkled in there that kind of just really glance over and barely read it, but I think the majority do, and so I'm glad to hear we're still keeping it, but maybe just cutting it back a little bit and just giving the nuts and bolts, if you will.
Mainly the nuts, though.
So, Bub, to the fun part, and we really kicked its ass last year.
I think it was 7 out of 12.
Was it 7 out of 12?
I think so.
It was fucking awesome.
67.5%.
That's amazing. Like, I'm impressed with myself. Not so much you, but more me, to be honest with you.
I nailed both of your picks.
You did.
So
Julio
alone, I was 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So who's the weak link?
Well, okay, you may have a point. Needless to say, we worked together with it, and it was pretty awesome what we did last year. Don't know if we're going to be able to accomplish the same thing this year, but let's give it a shot. We got ourselves to the round 2, obviously round 1 of the keepers, so we're going to go ahead and mock the second round of the draft. I guess without further ado, let's start. Pick number 13, Handy Quacks. Coach Zach Palucha, we all know how he obtained this pick. A lot of controversy, bucking by, Ben Green was certainly a little put by what occurred, but needless to say, there were no rules in place. Now there are. Now there is the rule in place that no longer can use charter, Bub, to cheat. I'm sorry.
Charter.
Yes. Well, I think Zach used charter, the internet, during the
Oh no, I understand. I'm fully aware.
Okay.
But
you have something to say?
Yeah. I had a brief encounter.
Okay.
With charter, I've been
I'm sorry to hear this.
I've been a happy charter customer for the last year by myself. I've been alone for a year.
It's taken a year. Wow.
And
well, what happened, Bob?
So I got a bill, and it says that my payment increased.
Okay.
And so I immediately said, "Well, why did my payment increase?" And
naturally, you want to know.
So I actually read what it said. And it said that after the year, it was the first year was like a special present for me. And okay, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
So then I said, well, what am I really paying for here? You know what? I'm not afraid to tell you that. My payment was $118.74 this month.
And is that for cable and internet, or just?
Hold your horses, sir. That is for cable, internet, and phone.
So you get the bundle.
So
you have the charter bundle.
I have the bundle. So I say, I don't have a phone. I don't have a home phone. I have a home phone number.
Right.
Don't have a home phone.
Right.
I have a spot to put the phone. Don't have an actual phone. So I say, well,
don't need it.
Let's get rid of it.
Sure.
So I call and I'm talking to a robot who asks me what I want help with, and I say I want to change my account, and they bring me to the screen that says, would you like to make a payment? And I say, no, I don't want that.
Been there, bub.
And so after about 5 minutes with the robot, they
Right.
finally got sick of me,
Right.
and they transferred me to an actual live person.
Suggestion real quick.
Yes.
Whenever you call in, always just keep
I tried.
saying repetitive. Representative.
I tried. The first thing I said was, talk to a representative.
They wouldn't
and they
let
said,
you.
I'm sorry, I did not understand. Would you like to make a payment? So I went with it for a second. So I spoke to a lovely woman named Karen.
With an accent?
No.
An Arabian
No, she was probably mid, Ohio, I bet she was from.
Okay.
She was probably 32 years old.
Okay.
Just lovely. Lovely
You
lady.
lucked out, first of all.
Yeah.
Usually it's
I
like...
know.
Yeah.
Usually it's Tangier from friggin' India. But she was great. And I'll get to more in that in a sec. And so I told her I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of the phone. And I said, I'm paying more now after the month. And she said, okay, Mr. Belucci, I'd be happy to take care of that for you. I said, oh, thank you so much, Karen. You're so lovely. And so she says, okay, we'll get rid of the phone. And do you want the wire and something with the wires? I said, sure. It's only $5. Sure. So she said, okay, Mr. Belucci, I'll take care of that for you. I said, thank you, Karen. And so then she says, all right, so Mr. Belucci, with that change, it comes to $120 and 40. I said, wait, Karen, excuse me. Yes, Mr. Belucci, what would you like? Did you say $120? Oh, yes, I did. Karen, I'm paying $118 right now. And so if I get rid of the phone, I have to pay $120? Well, yes, once you get rid of, it's part of a bundle, and once you get rid of the phone, you have to go back to the regular price. So I said, well, Karen, I don't want to do that. Why did you suggest it?
These bastards aren't human. Like, they don't fit. They are cloned.
She thought she was doing me a favor.
She's a whore.
She goes, oh, well, your new total is $120. That's $2 more, Karen.
Did you explode?
I was pretty mad. I go, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
How was it left? Like, did you?
Stick with? No. So then I gave a big sigh. One of these. Wow.
Right.
Wow. And then I said, you know what, Karen? Because she's been so pleasant. So you know what, Karen? I'm sorry. I know this is not your fault. You're not the president of Charter. You're not the president of Charter. I go, you've been very nice to me and very patient. I'm sorry for yelling at you. This is not your fault. She goes, oh no, I understand your frustration, Mr. Palucha. I said, I guess I'm just not going to do it then. And she said, okay, I'm very sorry, but thank you for using Charter. And I said, all right, Karen, she said, have a good day. And I said, you too, Karen, you have a good day as well.
Well, good job, I guess, for you to stay.
I feel like if it was a guy, I would have yelled more.
Imagine if it was a guy named Mike, but his real name was Abib from Iran.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Female, not American. That's the I would have yelled the most.
I agree.
And then
I'm not trying to be racist. You just feel more at home a little bit, right?
And then male, not American, I would have yelled at the second most.
Yeah.
And then male. Regular,
right? Regular. Wow.
And then
that is racist.
And then female regular, except if she was a bitch, because then that's number one.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care.
Right, Bub. I would have yelled no matter what. I would have swore.
It doesn't make any sense. I paid $2 extra without the phone.
Karen,
how does that make sense?
Karen is a whore. We're gonna
back on track.
Good story, and yet another reason to never have Charter if you can, and if you do.
Oh, I immediately started looking for new services.
Back to the handy quack. So he is keeping Arian Foster.
A little bit of a question mark at this point.
A little bit of a question mark. I think he's back at camp now.
I think but I mean you gotta be careful. You gotta be looking for Ben Tate. And,
I guess he's probably going to look to handcuff with Tate at some point in the draft.
I would think
by the 6th, 7th round.
I was going to say 6. I think earlier than most people who drafted Foster, if you happen to do any other leagues, not that anyone in this league does.
No.
But with a lot of picks, I think he could afford to do that.
That's true. And Tate's having a great camp, so he looks like he could step right in if Foster did go down or whatnot. But anyway, Handy Quacks has Arian Foster with the number 1 pick in the 2nd round. I personally kind of think it's...
I'm 99.99% sure.
Right.
I would be flabbergasted if
it
was not Calvin Johnson.
I'm gonna say I was gonna say Calvin Johnson, the number 1 receiver. Obviously had an incredible season last year. I mean, if he teams up Foster with Calvin, he may or may not make a draft day trade to obtain another keeper type of player. I've heard through the grapevine.
I mean, he has that pick number 22 coming up.
Yeah, and then he has another pick coming up. So we doing it? Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, you can pencil that one in.
Calvin Johnson.
You know what? Write that one in pen. Not even
I did.
Not even
I
pencil.
did. I see it is in pen here. All right, number 14 pick, the second pick in the second round, the Boston Loggers, keeping LaShawn McCoy. He made a trade.